So just 1 second. All right. So we're excited to have everyone here today for a celebration. It's kind of a bittersweet day in the sense we're losing two outstanding faculty members, or they're retiring. So it's a great day for them to start the next phase of their journey, and we will certainly miss them. So it is a bittersweet day, but we're very excited to celebrate the long careers of Dr. Tom Dix as well as Dr. Roger White. They have been outstanding faculty members. Dr. Dix joined the faculty in 1994, and Dr. White joined it in 1985. And they've been pillars of the college, outstanding academicians, outstanding researchers, outstanding teachers, and their loss is going to be tremendous for the college, but we are excited that they are going to be able to begin the next phase of their journeys, and they will always be part of us. Starting July 1st, they will have the title of Professor Emeritus. And so, again, we're very excited to celebrate these two accomplished educators today. And we're going to start off with kind of honoring Dr. Dix. So I will call on the department chair for drug discovery and biomedical sciences, Dr. Pat Wooster, to introduce Dr. Dix.
Well, hi, everybody. I agree with the dean. This is a bittersweet occasion. We're going to miss having Tom around, but I suspect he'll have plenty of things to do, and he'll find some ways to enjoy himself, I hope, too, during his retirement. I just wanted to give you sort of an overview of Tom's career, which has been exceedingly productive. And he and I have actually some things in common. Tom got his bachelor's degree at the University of Michigan. I did postdoctoral work at the University of Michigan. He got his PhD at Wayne State University with Larry Marnett. And actually his work there was on epoxidation of benzoate-pyrene, which is now a very well-known way that polycyclic aromatics are activated as carcinogens. So this is a very important project that he completed. He then did postdoctoral work at Penn State University. So my connection with him at Wayne State is I was there, of course, for 25 years after he was there. And as soon as I arrived, Larry Marnett left. So I don't know if there's any connection there, but he's done very well and since he left there. He started his career at the University of California, Irvine in the Department of Chemistry. So the first part of his career was all oriented towards chemistry students. He was there from 87 to 94, and he joined us in 1994. And I'd just like to point out that Tom had already been here for 17 years before I joined. So he has a long history here at MUSC. You probably know he's founder and chief scientific officer for 3 different companies: Argoland Bioscience, Halamed Pharmaceuticals, and JT Pharmaceuticals. And I think those exploits have been keeping him very busy. He has a total of 85 publications, and I'd just like to point out that he went strong right up until his retirement. He had 7 publications during the last academic year. He's also the holder of 6 US patents. So I think his research career has really had an impact on science, and hopefully will have an impact on the commercial world as well through his companies. When he was at UC Irvine, he taught primarily chemistry courses, organic, advanced organic, mechanisms, biological chemistry, all of the things that I dreaded when I was in graduate school. Since he came to MUSC, he's switched over, luckily for us, to the pharmacy mode. He's been a fixture in the medicinal chemistry courses. He's taught in the biotechnology course, the bioorganic chemistry course for grad students. He participated heavily in the first year curriculum of the graduate school. And he's also done some teaching in our own graduate program. So he's going to leave a void that we need to fill with a good teacher. He mentored 11 graduate students and also 15 postdocs. So there have been many students who have come through MUSC that have been touched by Tom. His teaching has been very well received, and as I said, he's influenced numerous students. While he was here, he served on a number of very important committees at all levels, the department, the college, and the university level. Just a couple of notable ones. He was co-chair of the Graduate Admissions Committee, which I know is a ton of work. He chaired the Strategic Planning Committee for the College of Pharmacy, the previous one that we finished up before our current one. He served on the Promotion and Tenure Committee, and he's been on a number of search committees, and I think he was on the one that brought me here. So you can blame Tom for that. But his committee service, yeah, his committee service has really been exemplary. So overall, because Tom's only been here half time since I've come, I wished I'd had more time to interact with him, but he's been very dedicated with running his companies. But I've always enjoyed interacting with Tom. He's a highly valued colleague. He's made numerous positive contributions to the college, and he's just a nice guy. So we really like having him around. Even though Tom's retiring, I suspect he'll continue to perform his research through his companies. And many people find that they're busier in their retirement than they were in their career. I hope that's not the case, Tom. I hope you find some time to enjoy yourself. And so please join me in wishing Tom the very best for a long and happy retirement.
Thank you.
Virtual
Cheers.
clap.
Cheers.
But I'm happy I'm retiring, so.
So at this moment, we would like to open it up for anyone who wants to say anything about Dr. Dix, and then we'll let Dr. Dix speak.
Wow, lots of people. We got Shelby. All right. So,
Please
I'd like
just
to say a
unmute
couple
yourself.
Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah, my name's Dave Dix. I am Tom's brother, and I just want to say how proud we are of Tom and all his accomplishments. He has been so dedicated to his education and his career from early on, and that dedication has given him just a wonderful career, and we are just so proud of him out here in Arizona. Congratulations, Tom. Hopefully we'll be able to spend more time at the cabin together. And once you can get back up there, once the coronavirus subsides, and we can spend more time together. So Tom, congratulations. We love you out here. I love you, and congrats.
Okay, thanks, Dave. I love you too.
How do I get on?
Just start talking, Mom.
You're on?
Huh? Okay, I'm Tom's mom. Am I on?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Tom always did well in school without any pressure from his parents. He just loved to learn. And we always know he would do well, and here he is. So I'm so proud of you, Tom, and what you've done in that time. And I hope retirement will be just wonderful for you. I love you. Yeah. Thank you.
Love you too.
Well, can I come on for a minute?
Yes.
This is Tom's younger brother, John, and I'm calling over from, I'm in Japan now. It's about 1:15 in the morning, but I just want to say, Tom, that since high school, watching you on watching you go through high school at Flint Central and leaving Flint, and isn't Flint a great place to be from? You know, it's a
Yeah.
great street cred coming from Flint. But watching you go on to U of M, then on to Wayne State, Penn State, you were an incredible inspiration to me. I don't know anybody who had as much drive from such a young age and having so much passion for what you did, what you studied. And, you know, passion is not an ordinary word. It's, I think the luckiest thing a person can have in this modern world is to have so much passion for the work that you do. And, you know, it was never about the money. It was never, it was just, I didn't see you had concrete destinations, but the journey and the research. You know, I wish I could understand your research better than I do, but again, you've always been such an inspiration to me. And I've also been inspired by the incredible passion and love you have for your family. And it's so wonderful to be part of your family and to be part of everything. And it's a bad year right now. You know, we all know that it's affected all of us, but we'll be together soon, and we'll be on the deck looking out over the water, having a drink and a cigar sooner than you think. And I look forward to you slowing down and relaxing a bit more, and hopefully we'll be able to spend a lot more time together in the future.
Good.
Okay, love you, bro.
You love you too, bro. Thank you.
Sean?
Yeah.
Nope. I think Tom's son, Sean, wants
Oh,
to
Sean, go. Yeah.
Yes. Pop, I'm just like super happy that I could be here virtually. I guess that's kind of a benefit of all this, is that I probably would not have been able to attend if this didn't happen. So super just inspired listening to all your accomplishments. It's definitely been an inspiration to me, pursuing what I'm doing, which I'm also trying to achieve my PhD, try to be a scientist, be a good researcher. So yeah, I've gotten 3 papers so far, so 85 is a long way to go. But yeah, I'm super excited just to, yeah, that you can, you know, move forward in this next phase of your life, and that we can all be there with you. Hope that we can support you with what you want to do next. And I hope that we get to see you soon. I guess I'm going to be down there in a couple weeks. So really love you and really appreciate your inspiration to us and just the excellence of the work that you have done. And very proud.
Thanks, Sean. I love you too.
All right.
Yes.
Hi. Hi,
Go
I'm
ahead.
Sarah. I'm Tom's oldest daughter, only daughter, but oldest child. And I just wanted to speak about how proud I am of my father. I've always looked up to him and his accomplishments. I still remember the first time he received his very first patent. He got it on a mug. It was a series of numbers on there. And I remember how excited he was and how excited I was. I thought, I still do. You know, patents were something incredible that someone could accomplish. You know, a single person could get one, especially now. And then he got 6. So, you know, and it's the same way with, you know, 2 companies. That also feels like something, you know, that great, amazing people accomplish. And my dad is a great and amazing person. And he's just been such an inspiration. I haven't gone into the sciences, but his passion for learning and, you know, academia and everything has inspired me in my own pursuit of those fields. And I always want to listen to him and learn from him. And I look forward to, you know, I'm sad that his career is coming to an end in one way, but it's the start of a new chapter. And new adventures, new excitement. I'm sure he's going to be looking forward to not having to try to, write grant proposals on the Wi-Fi up at the cabin. So it'll be great to spend time with him and, see where he goes next, because Professor Emeritus is pretty amazing. So I just want to say, I'll echo Sean that I'm happy that I was able to come to this virtually. And just that I love you so much, Pop, and I just can't wait to see what you accomplish next.
Thank you, sweetie. I love you too.
Huh?
All right. So, Tom, we'd like to open the mic up for you to share some words as you begin that next chapter.
All right. Okay, go.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you very much for coming here. It means a great deal to me. Thank you to people who set this up and our great administrative staff, et cetera, et cetera. It's a very special moment for me. I'm surprised it happened. I've been very fortunate in my career, let's just say that. And what I want to do is talk a little bit about my career, first of all, and things, people mostly, that I will highlight. And then I was going to do a guitar solo from Beethoven, but I think I'll probably pass on that. But then I'll also come back and talk about my family too. So we'll get to there, and one way or the other. I'll try not to take too much time. My career has been mentioned already. It started with Larry Marnett in Detroit, and my first faculty position was in the University of California, Irvine, in the chemistry department there. And one of the great things that happened almost immediately. That is, a student walked in my office and asked, if we could talk about research. And I said, yeah, of course, that's what I'm here for. This is a first-time faculty member, which I was at the time. And if you don't know already, it was Craig Beeson. And for whatever reason, Craig joined my laboratory, and we had a 30-plus year relationship, both as scientists and as friends, and we're close to his wife too, Gita. But Craig starting with me was like the first unbelievable thing that ever happened in terms of my career, and I miss him terribly. I'm sure we all do. But that was just terrific. I losing my train of thought a little bit, but I'll get back. Well, anyways, then as I said, I'll talk about my family towards the end. But I will say that there were two good reasons that I went to California at the time, and they're not equal. Kathy's like holding a knife over me. Saying, no, I met both Craig and Kathy, my wife, in California, and was one way or the other was able to get them both here, and I'm, like I said, I'm very happy with that. I couldn't be happier in essence. but anyways, when I was at Irvine, and I think this speaks well to MUSC because I was in the chemistry department there, and basically everybody there wanted to be their own little, you know, gods or fiefdom or memory, you know, started a career. There wasn't a lot of interaction in terms of collaborations. And I didn't like that at all. And I frankly, I didn't like Southern California either, but we did manage to get a position at MUSC. And since being there, I mean, it was the greatest choice Kathy ever made, talking me into going, and I'm glad I did. And the atmosphere is so much different. I've published papers with, I think, 12 or 13 different MUSC faculty, and most of those came about because I pretended I was stupid. I didn't have to pretend much, but yeah, I'd go into somebody's office and I'd say, listen, I'd like to do X, Y, or Z. And, you know, almost always they said, okay, we'll do that. We'll do the first 7 experiments. And it evolved, you know, into papers, it evolved into grant proposals. But truly, I was in the sort of environment that I thrive in, which is a collaboratory one rather than not
Individualist.
yeah, an individual one. So, and we've had Kathy, all of us, my family. Sean moved with us as a baby here.
Sarah too. Well, Sarah was 2.
And Sarah was 2, so they've known our house, you know, as their house, and they had fantastic school systems to go to, and you know, it's been a win-win-win-win situation moving here, and I have my family to thank for, and I have all of you to thank for too, because I can honestly say I respect and admire and like, perhaps is the best word, all of you. And I sincerely hope that I'm able to keep some sort of science going and continue to work with all you folks, and whatever I can do, that'd be great. Now, so my career has been, again, you know, it's been, you know, Craig showing up at the moment he did, and, you know, as we went along and I got more collaborators, it's everything I ever could have wanted in a career. And so I thank all the people I've interacted with. I also thank MUSC and the faculty and staff members there. I consider myself, you know, to be extremely fortunate, and, you know, nobody does anything themselves. It's the people you're able to interact with are the ones that are end up being the people make life worth living. And I've definitely, my life's been worth living, and retirement scares me a bit, to be frank, because I'm used to doing stuff all the time, but I think I'll adjust. So probably I'll forget about all of you next week or 2, but anyways, but then, as I said, I want to talk about my faculty members, my collaborators, and I want to talk about my family too, because this is, I feel it's my greatest achievement. And my real only achievement there was marrying my wife, Kathy, who raised the kids, and we have two absolutely wonderful children. As I think we talked a little bit about, Sarah's our oldest daughter, older daughter. We now have another daughter, thanks to my son. But Sarah's been just a joy to be with every moment of the day. She is smart. I was going to ask her to do her Trump imitation on this, but I probably won't do that. And she's doing very well up at in Ann Arbor. She works for I gotta get all these names right. For what? Yeah, she works for the U of M hospital, and she's a writer for them, and I think doing extremely well. She's a wonderful writer, and yeah, I can't say enough about her. She just lights up the room when she walks in. And Sean, my son, is again a terrific guy, terrific son. I'm so proud of him, as I am Sarah. And Sean's currently in, again, I have to look at my cheat sheet here. He's a NSF postdoctor fellowship looking at hydrogen fuel consumption at the University of Michigan. So he's somewhat following in my footsteps, I at least like to think. But bottom line is that both my kids, they've been just, they're so terrific. I just could talk about them for the next hour or something like that, but or longer. But I'm so proud of them. And, you know, ultimately, I think to give proper credit, you know, where I really, the smartest thing I ever did in my life was to meet on a blind date my wife, Kathy, and we've had nothing but joy in our lives together. And we have two great kids, and she is a rock to me. She takes care of me in more ways than perhaps I deserve. She puts up with me, which isn't always easy. But yeah, she's over there laughing. But the greatest thing that's happened to me is meeting Kathy and having her join my life, and you know, go on this journey together. So and I even got a kiss, yay! So, but I can't speak enough about how fortunate I feel that I've had the career I've had, and I've had the friends and family I've had, and I just sort of recently really understood how lucky I was to be able to do what I've done. And I hope I'm giving credit to everybody appropriately, and it's been terrific. I've got two great brothers who we don't see each other as much as we should, but they're wonderful guys, and I'm again losing my train of thought, but I'm blessed in so many ways, and I'll try to shut up so I don't ruin my blessings by screwing this up. So again, thanks very much for everybody that showed up, and thanks to our my chair and my dean. my faculty member, colleagues, the support staff at MUSC, which has been wonderful. And I'll end on that before I get my foot too deep in my mouth. So, and thank you again very much. This has meant a great deal to me to have this sort of meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, Tom, thank you for, so much that you've contributed to make MUSC a better place. I will always remember you and I co-coordinating that course fairly early on in my career, and you were a great mentor, a great educator, and I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart for your hard work and dedication, whether it's to the research or to your students. And what a lovely family, and we're so glad we were able to share this time with you. Even though it'd be nice if we could be in the same room, but we'll get that down the road. But thank you, Tom, for everything.
Thank you, Philip. Yeah, I remember teaching with you, and you always had better evaluations than I did, which kind of annoyed me, but I wasn't annoyed. I was very happy that we started class together and were able to really bring something new to the College of Pharmacy. So,
And can I just quickly say thank you to Phil and Pat for putting this together. I need to mute you. Hold on.
Sorry. It meant a lot to me that we could have, somehow there's a problem. Can you still hear me, or is it echoing?
It's echoing a little bit.
It's because we're in the same room. Hold on. Here we go. All right. Is this better?
Yes.
Yes, that's better.
I just had to go in a different room. I just wanted to thank everybody for putting this together. This last year has been very difficult for us, and Tom's career ending sort of not the exact way he wanted it to end, but I'm very thankful that the department was able to put this together for my family and for all of his colleagues. So thank you again. And I get emotional just because I love him so much, and he's been through a lot. So I appreciate everybody, and thank you again.
Well, thank you for sharing Tom with us. At this time, I would like to introduce Kathy Chessman. Kathy is the department chairman in clinical pharmacy and outcome sciences, and she's going to introduce Dr. White, who is also retiring today, and Dr. Chessman.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. First, I would like to congratulate Dr. Dix. Tom, it's been an honor to be on the faculty with you and to work with you in various ways, and I wish you the best in your retirement. And your family made me cry, so it's a little hard to follow you. Just one second. I'd like to introduce Dr. Roger White. Dr. White has been here with us for 35 years. He started his pharmacy career by completing his BS in pharmacy at MCV, or Virginia Commonwealth University. I mean, his BS in, oh, excuse me, I know I messed this one up. The BS degree at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. So he's been a long time Tar Heel fan. He then went to MCV to get his Doctor of Pharmacy degree. After that, he did an infectious disease fellowship in infectious disease pharmacotherapy at the University of Connecticut, and he joined our faculty in August of 1985, which was the same year, by the way, that I started my second year in the PharmD program. I don't remember having him on rotation as a PharmD student, but you know, that was so long ago that we don't remember those things very well. But he has been an excellent faculty member throughout his career here with us. I think if I tried to sum up what he's done in one word, I could do that with mentorship. He has mentored pharmacy students, other students, high school students, all the way through PhD students, residents, various residency programs, fellows, fellow faculty members in various aspects of ID, pharmacotherapy, as well as pharmacokinetics. He's been an excellent didactic teacher and a researcher. He's published at least 56 publications in peer-reviewed journals, and so many abstracts and invited presentations that I actually kind of lost count. The CV's like 39 pages long. So he has been very prolific in the research area, and also a well-respected member of the ID community, as being asked to speak at many state, local, regional, and national conferences. He also has one patent in the area of infectious disease that I didn't even realize till I reviewed his CV. He has received numerous teaching and service-related awards. So he's been the Professor of the Year this year for the College of Pharmacy, but also in 2015-2016 year, he was Professor of the Year, and he was chosen as the Professor of the Year by the 1990 Pharmacy School class of MUSC. This year, he was also named Mentor of the Year. He's been the Preceptor of the Year in 1996 and 1993 classes. Named him the Preceptor of the Year, and he won the Developing Scholar Award in 1992. And he's also been nominated for many, many, many other awards. In terms of service, you might, the faculty that are on the call may remember that he was most recently chair of the ACPE self-study group, which was a tremendous amount of work, and we received an excellent review by ACPE, and that was something to be, I know it was a tremendous amount of work, and we really appreciated that effort. He's also been very active in the past in the Faculty Senate, and another notable contribution, he spent many, many years on the admissions committee, running all kinds of data and trying to help improve our admissions process. So he's been very, very, very active in a lot of different committees, but I think his role on the admissions committee has made a huge difference in the way that we look at admissions and how we evaluate the candidates for admission. So I will miss the sidewalk ID consults in the hallway that I can just stop and ask him what he would think and what he would do about a particular patient. I will also miss him coming into my office and drawing drug concentration graphs on my whiteboard to explain some pharmacokinetics to a student that's sitting in my office. But I would like to wish him a very happy retirement. He's made so many significant contributions over the past 35 years that I really hate to see him go, but I wish him a very, very, very happy retirement. And I hope that after he relaxes for a little time, that he'll be happy to come back and volunteer and help us out in the College of Pharmacy with our students, especially in our student research projects in the future. So congratulations, Roger. You will be missed, but we really, really appreciate all the contributions that you've made over the last 35 years.
At this time, we would like to open up the mic to have whoever would like to wish Roger their best.
Can I say a few words?
Yes.
My internet is a little unstable, so I hope you can hear me. But I've had the privilege of being both a student under Roger from 1998 to 2002, and now a colleague. And I just have to say the intense commitment that you have given to students has been consistent throughout. I remember one time you told me when I was working on a special project with you that, you know, if I need to meet you here at 3 and 4 in the morning, I will. And I never doubted that. And it's been true. It's still true today. Every one of us that knows you knows that you're totally committed to the students and education and knowledge. In fact, I was thinking about this a second ago. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with you that I didn't walk away learning something important. And I think that's very valuable. What I'd like to tell you is that your commitment and the legacy you've given doesn't end today. It's going to be carried on with those of us who are still teaching. I do think back on your influence when I teach, and I will continue to do so. So I appreciate that. I just want to let you know. And you've got a spot on my boat the next few weeks to kick off your retirement. So we'll work that out. So, but thank you so much.
Roger? Roger, this is Bill Golod.
We can hear you, Dr. Golod.
Well, I just want to let you know I'm antiquated, and my equipment is antiquated as I am. So you're looking at me, and I'm talking to you through a phone. So we have used all the modern conveniences we could have at my house. Roger is a unique individual in several respects, but he started a new trend in the way we were looking for a clinical faculty back when. As you probably know, and many people don't realize, that 72, 73, we had our PharmD program approved, and in 75, 76, we were one of the 16 schools that went through accreditation the first time, and we were one of the only 6 that were fully accredited. We were at that time looking for clinical faculty that had the ability to fit in with the various services where we had baccalaureate and PharmD students going through. But when about the time that Roger was coming through, we made a distinct change in what we were looking for. And I can truthfully say he was the first one that we were looking for, someone with not only the clinical capabilities as he had, but also the research interest that would go along and start the type of faculty member that was then doing clinical research in addition to the clinical teaching of the students. And I can truthfully say he set a standard for the faculties that we hired in the future, basically because he was there, he did it. And the other thing was that many times you get a faculty member like that and they just don't really realize that there are other things that make the school tick. And that didn't bother Roger one iota. Whatever assignments he had, he participated in, he did them well, and he was always, I'll say this, if he had opinion about something, he was always willing to give me his opinion. And he knew that I gave it back pretty good too. So I'm appreciative that he has lasted this long, 35 years, and that he will enjoy his retirement as I am right now, because I have 2 sets of clothes, nighttime pajamas and daytime pajamas. I won't tell you which one I have on right now. Lots of luck, Roger.
Roger, I'd like to turn the floor over to you and let you make a few comments.
All right, thanks. Thanks for all those comments. They're very nice. One of my first thoughts is my family is going to kill me, so I'm not going to have a long retirement. I basically told them that I thought it was being recorded and I'd show them the recording, and they didn't need to bother to get on. So Tom, no offense, but I might have to edit your whole family out of this thing to stay in good standing with mine, because they can't know that your family got on and made all those wonderful comments. So I'm glad it's being recorded. Time has really flown by quite quickly, and if I had any advice for younger faculty, is right, do whatever you want to do now in your career, because it just flies by. I remember my grandmother telling me one time that, you know, time seemed to go faster the older she got, and it really seems to be true. I mean, you look back and you go, wow, that was 10 years ago. It's incredible. So do it now, and just, you know, fill up your life, your academic life, as much as you can. It's kind of funny, I've been cleaning out my office a lot lately, so I've been running into people in the hall, and I knew it was time to retire. I've been here long enough for sure. When I was going through some things, I found an old slide that was actually a graph cut out of something else, taped on a piece of paper, from which we took a picture. And there was actually some whiteout beside it. So those are two things that younger faculty, I may have to explain to you later sometime. You probably won't know what those are. I actually saw a reference to Netscape. And so, believe it or not, as faculty, we were here when the internet came along, and Netscape was one of the first browsers that everybody used. So you have to be a certain age to recognize that. But anyway, there's been a lot of stuff, a lot of water under the bridge that you really forget about sometimes until you're going through that. You know, one thing that Kathy didn't mention in my training was, at the time, you know, the PharmD degree was a post-BS degree, and it was optional. And so I wasn't sure I wanted to do that. So I worked as a hospital pharmacist for 2 years, and it was at East Carolina University for most of that. And I don't think anybody would think this was safe now. It probably wasn't safe then, but they would have me as a rookie pharmacist on as the only pharmacist on the night shift for a 400-bed hospital. Crazy. I don't think the lawyers would let you do that now for any reason. So I kind of joke and I tell people that might have had a lot to do with me deciding to go back to PharmD school. And I was trying to make money to save for the PharmD program at Medical College of Virginia. So I did a lot of moonlighting in retail pharmacy settings. So I'm glad I got to experience that. It gave me a little bit of background to help understand some roles that our students take, I think. So I started here in 1985. I really want to acknowledge Bill Miller, who's my department chair, who hired me. I don't know where he got the money. Well, I guess Dean Golod found it for him, but they hired a bunch of people in a short period of time and just really expanded the department. It was growing kind of exponentially. And I know those were different days with the money and everything, but I'll have to be honest with you, I'm so glad that I got hired during that kind of period. It was just fun to have all these new faculty members come on and this kind of exponential growth. If you can experience that sometime in your career, it was really, really cool. Dean Golod, for those of you that did not work under him as a dean, I didn't really know exactly what a dean should do, but he was the most multi-hatted dean, I guess, that I can imagine. I would see him in his office looking like kind of deans do a lot of times, dealing with issues and maybe students or whatever. The next minute I'd be on rounds with the infectious disease team. I'd see him on the halls with a white coat on. I'm like, what is this guy doing here? And then literally one time they were laying some new telephone line in front of the college, and they had to dig up part of the yard out there, the street. And he was literally out there telling those guys how to do that. And if you know Dean Golod, that kind of is just the picture of him. He was everywhere. I think he must have cloned himself or something. But that was really wonderful. I also wanted to note that I think of all the faculty that are here now, I hope I'm not missing anyone, that Wayne Work was the only one who was here then when I came on board. As a matter of fact, I interviewed for Farnaby School here, and Wayne gave me the tour. So I'd known him for quite a long time. As Dean Golod alluded to, I was hired in the days of what they would call the triple threat. It's kind of an old football term, but the idea was a really great idea, I think, and that was that you would bring clinical expertise from your practice site into the classroom, and that would certainly benefit the students, and that clearly is done. And you would develop new knowledge with research and kind of bring that into the classroom and into the clinical setting. And then I let my clinical practice really drive a lot of my research. That was one of the joys of my research career, is that I was able to take ideas that I ran into on rounds, and I was sure somebody had already answered these questions. And so I'd look it up, and I was shocked that nobody had done that. And so I said, well, why don't we try to do it? And it was a laboratory-based research program, but it was really what most people would call translational research now, or applied research. But that really made it a lot of fun. I don't think that job description would work now in today's environment. Research is so complex and so full-time that I don't think kind of doing all three of those roles would really be possible. So I'm actually fortunate that I came along at a time like that. In that laboratory program, I did it solo for a while, but it really became a lot more fun when John Basso and Jean Nappy moved to Charleston, and John had his interest in infectious disease, so we collaborated for many, many good years on research and actually on a number of educational programs. That was a lot of fun. For those who don't know Dr. Hall's background, he actually did some research. I was in the lab beside him, and he probably knows more about me than he should rightfully say, I guess, when we had frustrations in the lab. But he would always joke about he didn't want my bacteria to get in his cell lines over there, and I would equally tell him I didn't want my bacteria to get cancer from his cell lines either. So we tried to keep a little separation there if we could. I came and I taught in the infectious disease module. It's a separate kind of course at the time, and then ended up teaching a lot of kinetics topics. One of the joys of my career was teaching one-on-one teaching, which I think I'm probably best at of the different kinds of teaching, and was teaching residents and fellows. I started the infectious disease residency here, and Dale Hooker was my first resident, people might recall him. And then the infectious disease fellows, who I spent a lot of my time with in training, and that was really a highlight, I think, of my career. I always enjoyed the small group teaching, and I think even though I loved research, I didn't care a lot about a lot of aspects of research, and a lot of it's kind of drudgery, but finding the answer to questions was fun. But once I'd found them, I kind of lost interest in things. The main reason I did it, I think, was really to train the fellows, because I enjoyed teaching so much. So my research largely was also teaching, I think. So I try to combine all that. This is really kind of a bittersweet time. I'm going to get to spend some more time with the love of my life, Dee Jackson. A lot of you may not have met her, but she's been in the background all these years and been incredibly supportive of my career. I can't even count the late nights that I told her I'd be home for dinner and kind of never made it, or even the all night sometimes that turned into kind of all nights in the laboratory. Sometime. She well remembers the night I worked almost all night, and we didn't have a window in the lab. It rained, as it rains in Charleston and floods. That's been going on a long time. And I came out and found my car basically underwater. That was quite a night trying to bail that thing out. It was really an honor to work here. I'll miss lots of things. I think the camaraderie of the faculty. I appreciate all your time when I stopped you in the hall and bent your ear a little too long or too much or something. Some people think I'm quiet in some settings, and I am when I don't think I have much to contribute. And other people think I'm quite verbose. So it really depends on the setting, but I really appreciate your time and friendship of the faculty and the administrative staff. I do want to give kudos to them. They have really been incredible, and I think the best of my career at this current time. And then I don't want to forget the students. You know, the students at times have been quite challenging. Sometimes I felt they didn't appreciate the efforts at trying to keep the standards high and everything, as I didn't when I was a student. But I can really say that when I would see a light bulb go off in one of their heads or whatever, or they really kind of got a concept and they got a sense of accomplishment from it, that really was quite rewarding. And that would keep you going forever. It's like people talk about in golf, you know, you can hit one good shot on a round and you'll keep coming back and playing. And I think teaching is kind of that way too. You'll put up with a lot of challenges for those kind of really good moments there. So as far as future plans, they're not concrete. They've been kind of upended by COVID-19 a little bit. I was going to do some travel, but not now. I think wait for some of that. I do plan to do some consulting and research, but I'm going to kind of take some time and sort things out. Probably a lot of shorts and flip-flops in the short term is kind of what I'm looking at. So I still be coming in some. You may see me around the halls, but I'll have a much bigger smile on my face than in the past. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. You've certainly been a pillar in the college, and as a junior faculty when I was hired, you certainly were a great mentor to me, even though you tried your darndest to get your bacteria in my experiments. But we certainly appreciate, Roger, everything you did. What a great day. I mean, we would have loved to have this in person. You know, that unfortunately, because of COVID-19, we couldn't do it. But as I think what Sean said a little bit earlier in this program is that, you know, the nice thing is we were able to have some people join us with the technology. But again, I just want to thank Tom and Roger for their dedication to the college, the university, their students, their research, and all that they did. They will be truly missed. You are always welcome to come back at any time. And we are just excited to see the opportunities for y'all to enjoy flip-flops and shorts, wherever those go, wherever your retirement takes you. Just don't travel right now, probably, but you know, we certainly are going to miss you, and thank you for all this. And when we can get together, we will find a way to get together. But again, Tom, Roger, thank you for all you've done for the college, and we wish you the best in your retirement. And the front door is always open for you, so please come back and join us. Again, everyone, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kathy, I'm coming back in and finish my stuff.
Good, because I don't want to have to do it. You got how many more days?
Yeah, don't worry.
I'll help you if you need it.
I'm counting them too.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
y'all.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, everybody. Congratulations.
Good to see everyone.